I didn't want to change anything. Like, I have the, like, if I'm going to have the pictures of stuff, I'm going to have the bowl of fufu, and it's going to be, you know, in the bowl with the peanut soup, and it's not going to be made all pretty and stuff. It's just going to be there.
Yeah.
I wanted to have, like, more of a, like, a bare bones approach to it.
Yeah, because nowadays it just feels like food has to be...
aesthetic.
Yeah.
It has
to look nice.
Yeah, it's got to be Instagrammable.
Yeah.
It's got to be gram ready. And I get it because, you know, a lot of people eat with their eyes. That's fair. But the thing is, like, in my honest opinion, like, when it comes to Ghanaian food and Ghanaian cuisine, or even most, like, African cuisine, like, the flavor does all the talking. It really does. Yeah. Like, I think I will never forget, like, the first time my girlfriend tried jollof rice.
Oh, it's the buffest thing. Yo, I'm not even Ghanaian, but yo, I'm Caribbean. That thing is bomb.
Yes.
When I first tried it, I was like, yo, you man have been hiding this.
And it's weird, like, when I see people, like, discovering it, because, like, I've just had it my whole life, and it just is what it is. But then, like, people are just like, this is Peng. Yeah. This is so Peng. Yeah. This is so... And I'm like, yes, it is amazing. And, like, when she first had it, like, she's literally addicted to it now. Like, every time she comes to mine, she's just there, like, I'm like, what do you want for breakfast? She's like, are you really going to ask me that question? And I just go into the fridge, take out Mum's jollof, boil an egg. We have it. And I think the coolest thing about it is that it is just, like, my mum has just a weekly tradition. In fact, she even did it today, where it's like Wednesday or Sunday, her day is off. She makes the big pot of jollof, like, and it is a massive proper African pot. Like, it's like 1.5 feet by, like, wide, 1 foot tall, and it's just like it's so much that we can't even get through it in a week because we're so used to eating so much of it that now I have to just give it away. And I'm just telling my friends, like, you know, like, you want some jollof rice? Just have some. Just take it. Just take it. I literally am eating too much of it now. But yeah. Also, like, I think one of the cutest things is, like, the rivalry between Ghana and Nigeria when it comes to jollof.
Is it? Oh, okay.
No. You can ask away.
All I'm gonna say is that I don't know. Like, I don't know what one I've tried. Maybe it was a Ghanaian one.
Okay. Did you have it with coleslaw or a boiled egg?
I guess it was coleslaw.
It was Nigeria.
Oh.
In Nigeria, they serve it with coleslaw. Ghana, it's usually a boiled egg. Sometimes in Ghana, though, what we'll do is we'll boil the egg and then we'll, you know, take the shell off, and then we'll throw that into the pot while it's cooking, and then basically it sort of deep fries and it takes on, like, the surface of the boiled egg takes on this, like, different texture.
I mean, when I say coleslaw, I mean coleslaw was on the plate, but only with, like, it was like coleslaw. There was chicken there, so I mean it could have been an egg in there. I don't know.
I mean, like, yeah.
My friend's Ghanaian, I believe.
That's blasphemy right there. Like, having, because, like, the reason why you usually serve it with an egg or coleslaw, and the only reason I'm saying that is because I don't eat it with chicken anymore since I quit meat.
Oh, okay.
Or you have it with fish as well. But basically, the egg is there, and also, like, you know, coleslaw has mayonnaise, which, you know, is made with egg, and basically the egg is slightly alkali, which basically counteracts the acid and all of the spice that you have from the heat of the rice.
Okay.
Yeah. And, like, I'm such a hard, like, jollof rice stan that I remember meeting my girlfriend's friends, and then one of them, just the fact that she just wasn't completely down with the idea of jollof rice, I got mad. I was just there like, what, bitch? What, bitch? Like, and because, like, my girlfriend was just singing its praises, like, it's actually delicious. You serve it with a boiled egg, it's amazing. And they were like, boiled egg, what? And I'm like, listen here. It's amazing. You don't understand. But also, I think one of the other really funny moments is like so one of my closest friends is one of my friends from uni, and when I usually go to his house, I do tons of cooking. And one time I was just at his house for like a week. Like I was there for ages, and then my mom basically brought like tons of jollof rice, made tons of jollof rice, and I took it to his house. And he was eating some of it with me and some of her homemade fried chicken, and he was like, this is the greatest fried chicken I've ever had. Didn't even need like the KFC skin, didn't need to like put it in buttermilk. It was just fried chicken, tons of seasoning. It was like that brownish, blackish fried chicken, like that good shit. And he was like, this is delicious. He was like, the rice is also really good. Like, this rice is really good. And his mom and his sister tried it, and they couldn't handle the spice. And I was laughing. Like, I feel bad, like, making fun of them because, like, you know, they're a lovely bunch of people. But, man, just watching white people squirm, eating jollof rice, it's a spectator sport. It is fun. It is fun because, like, they think, oh, this is nice, and they always take on, like, the same face. It's sort of like they've eaten something really sour, and then they're, like, the size of their mouths go down, and they're like, oh, and then I'm just there like, oh, is it too hot? Is it too hot? Oh, okay. And, yeah. But I really want to learn to make a lot more Ghanaian food. But I think the most interesting thing is just how important and how much influence jollof rice as a dish has. Yeah. So, like, for instance, it's like in any like family gathering, there will be at least like 3 massive like trays of jollof because like whenever like people get the invite to the gathering, there'll be a bunch of families that'll be thinking one of two things: either, okay, someone's gonna bring jollof rice, it'll be fine, or a lot of people are gonna think that someone's gonna bring jollof rice. That person is gonna have to be me, because if I just go and think someone's gonna bring it, then no one brings it. And because I've never seen a situation where no one's brought it, especially like in a Ghanaian gathering, like I am scared, like literally terrified to think like what kind of vexation, just how many aunties will be demanding blood if they're just there like, where's the jollof? Where's the jollof?
Who was bringing it this year?
Yeah, but I did like doing my research for the book, I found out a really interesting thing. So the spice blend to make it is about 500 years old.
Oh wow!
Because in where present day Senegal is, was the Jollof Empire, and that was where like the spice blend came from. And before the rise of the Jollof Empire, there was also the Ghana Empire in that area. So what's interesting is Ghana used to be where Senegal is now.
Interesting.
Yeah. But then basically when that empire fell, the majority of Ghanaians of that time, because this was like in the 1400s, they basically moved down southeast to where Ghana is now. But like, I think maybe there was still like a communication of the spice blends, but it's a pretty... The thing about jollof rice is that, surprisingly enough, it's a very straightforward recipe.
I can imagine, probably.
Yeah, because like I keep telling my mom to like show me her recipe, and then she just gives me like, she explains it all in one sentence. She's like, okay, what you do is you use a lot of oil, you chop up the onions, you throw them in, you get it really hot, and then you stir them up, and then you put in the pureed tomatoes, and then you put in the seasoning. She just refers to it as seasonings. Doesn't tell me which ones. Doesn't say which ones. She was like, you just put the seasoning in, you blend up the Scotch bonnets, you throw that in, and then you put in the rice. There. And I'm like, Mom, that's not helpful. And she's like, what do you want from me? I just told you how to make it.
What spices do you use? So
what's interesting is my mom does use a different blend of spices. So I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying this, but fuck it. So it's a blend. So it's turmeric, curry powder, bit of soy sauce. Scotch bonnets are the main ingredient, though.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Scotch every day. Some Maggi seasoning. I don't know specifically what kind. I don't know if it's the liquid stuff. It's probably the liquid seasoning. And then maybe some other stuff which I can't put my finger on. Oh yeah, all-purpose seasoning, a bit of all-purpose, and then I think that's it. But at the same time, sometimes if she's feeling, a bit bored, she'll just throw in some other stuff. But what's weird is, like, I can tell, and I'm just there, like, what's in this? And she's like, I tried something different. And I'm like, don't.
But if you know, man. Yeah. You know what tastes good.
Mm-hmm. She's like the harshest critic when it comes to food, though. Like, to a point where, like, she refuses to eat anything that I make. Like, even though, like, my friends love my cooking, and, like, everyone I know who's tried my cooking thinks it's good. But my mom's like, Jamal, I don't need to try your cooking. It's like, I know it's going to be fine. and I just and like it's like she just doesn't, unless I really say, like, Mom, I want you to try this thing, she just won't care. And I'm just like, okay, Mom, I understand. I get it.
I've got I was gonna give you an interview, but, like, I've realized that you've talked about most of the things I would probably ask her. So it's all in there. Like, a lot of questions I had came up to ask about background and stuff like. You just talked about it, so no real need to do that. But other than the poetry, the epic poem that you're writing,
the Ghanaian
and the Ghanaian cookbook, are you working on any other works?
Not really, other than just the regular poetry that I write from time to time. There's also the play which I wrote, which I'm really trying to. I'm just submitting to as many competitions as possible. I've realized, though, after failing with a lot of competitions, I do need to give it another rewrite.
I went to this really, really good theatre event, actually, last week, Tuesday. I think it was called Redgate's Theatre.
Okay.
And they're in Hackney. And what they do every season is they have, like, a call for writers where, like, they have loads of submissions for them to do, like, short pieces. They could be monologues, they could be, like, duologues or whatever. And then what they do is they pick from all of their submissions, they pick 30 writers' pieces. They audition all the actors, and then they get the directors in, and they put on the writers' pieces from what they like. And over 2 days, they have a performance of 30 shows.
Nice. I might. Is that Redgrave Theatre?
Redgate.
Okay. Has the seasons already passed?
So the spring one is just passed, but they do it every season. So I don't know what's after spring and
summer?
Seasons. Technically summer,
yeah.
So the next one will be summer. So I think they do it on their Instagram. So I guess follow them on Instagram.
Okay.
And
Redgate Theatre.
Redgates,
Yeah. So yeah, I guess because what I really wanted to make was a horror play, but the thing is, because I love horror, but the problem is it's really hard to do horror well.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to do was I wanted to have, like, something which was scary and something that had that sense of dread and also the payoff of the dread, but also something which was fairly bare bones and could be acted anywhere. Because I felt like that is the most important thing. I don't want to have that many, not too many set pieces, not too much stuff, because I realized I also have to, writing a play, you have to keep a lot of shit in mind.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so it's quite simple, the plot. So a girl, it's set in an all-girls school, and there's the new girl, and she is just seen as quite she's treated quite hostile, and no one really likes her, no one really gives a shit. But then what ends up happening is she gets into trouble, and what I basically have created, and you can see the Matilda influences, is sort of like a variant of the Chokey, but instead of it being like a Chokey where there's like broken glass and nails and all that stuff, it's just a small room where, like, you can't really stand, you can only sit, and it's called isolation, like being put in isolation. And, like, sometimes you'll be there all day, sometimes you'll be there over a day. Like, it just depends on, like, how this psychopathic teacher feels. And so one day the new girl is put in isolation, and because